I think it's fair to say that this week feels like it could be season defining for Manchester United and Erik Ten Hag. We're on the verge of, let's be honest, a likely Champions League group exit against Bayern Munich on Tuesday night. And I'm going to run through my starting 11, the changes I think Ten Hag needs. Not changes I think I want in this team, but that Ten Hag needs ahead of Liverpool next weekend. Because there are some changes. Spoiler alert. I'm going to run through the team news that we know. I'm going to run through Ten Hag and McTominay's comments from the press conference. And also the changes that I would make to that team, which got embarrassed, humiliated by Bournemouth at the weekend. You can let me know in the comments below. You know what I was thinking? Well, it's just kind of what I feel, really. I think I understand why United managers look like they age like 10, 20 years in like 18 months in the job. Just United just take it out of you. They really, really do. And just like covering everything on United People's TV, it's relentless right now. There is no respite ever. Now, going to the press conference, I found this quite interesting. Just this in itself. Scott McTominay sitting alongside Erik Ten Hag. Now, as far as I remember and am aware of, I don't think a player's ever sat next to a manager in a press conference and then not started the game. So it's a little bit of a defiant thing from Ten Hag to do that, and it's concerning. And I'm going to speak about why that is in the starting 11. Now, Ten Hag, he's been as defiant as he can be. And as a manager, let's not be surprised that he thinks like this. You know, in the same way that Man United as a football club is representative of the fact that the Glazers are our owners. You know, we operate how they think. Ten Hag has to be defiant. He has to come with an approach saying, look, we can beat everybody. We can beat anybody, because the players have to believe that from their manager. So don't go overboard thinking that. But I thought this comment here was quite interesting from McTominay. He's saying, look, the boys are firmly behind the manager. And he's saying, look, it's right now in the dressing room, it's not like it was or has been previously under Mourinho and Solskjaer when it got toxic. McTominay admitting that it got toxic inside the dressing room and is saying that that's not the case inside this United dressing room. But this United team really is very... You remember that period where Juan Mata was writing his blog all the time, and it was like United players were just so good at apologising. Oh, we won't do that again. And they go and do the same damn thing again. That's what this United team is like right now. Actions speak louder than words. Now, coming up against the Bayern Munich team, they've got a strong squad that they have bringing to London, to Manchester. Harry Kane, he's going to start. Of course he is. Kimmich will probably start. Kim Min-jae will probably start. Leroy Sané, he's in there. Musiala's in there. They're going to have a strong team. And I want to speak about this man firstly when it comes to this team. Because there were an untold amount of problems, really, that we saw against Bournemouth. And a big, big problem that we've had against Bournemouth, and this is not just against Bournemouth, really, we've been having these problems. But Onana, right, is only really using that passing lane there. You're never really seeing Onana doing this. And Ten Hag has had this constant conversation and obsession over the fact that Varane can't play left centre-back because he doesn't have the right passing angles. So let me quickly show you this, right? So this is the passing map from Manchester United against Bournemouth. The stronger the line, the more often that pass happened. The weaker the line, that means that pass didn't happen. There is no line between Onana and Maguire. There is no line between Onana and Dalot or Onana and Reguilon. It is just from Onana to Shaw. I want to see Rafa Varane come into this team to face Bayern Munich for this reason. United are not playing well out from the back. Any concept that Ten Hag has over these passing angles aren't right, dude, it's not making us any better, us having Shaw there or Lindelof there. I want to see this. I want to see Reguilon drop to the bench. I want to see Luke Shaw played in his best position. I want to see Maguire coming across and playing left centre-back. And I want to see Varane coming in and playing right centre-back. Play the two best centre-backs that we have at this club are right now that are available. That is Rafa Varane and that is Harry Maguire. Maguire's confidence right now, I think he'll be all right playing left centre-back. When Johnny Evans got injured against Copenhagen away and Varane came on, it was Maguire who shifted across to left centre-back. That's what I want to see. And that defensive change, I hope, will make us a little bit better. Maybe it certainly will with Luke Shaw going down there as left-back. That's one change I really, really want to see. I don't know whether it's going to happen. I don't know whether the relationship between Varane and Ten Hag is fractured now to the point that he won't play him there. But I want to see Luke Shaw at left centre-back. No, sorry, I want to see Luke Shaw at left-back, and I want to see Varane coming in to right centre-back and Maguire going across. But the biggest changes for me and the biggest necessity for change exists in midfield. Eric, it's not working. It hasn't really worked at any point this season. Maybe a game here or there. But this is the thing. So, McTominay sat next to Erik Ten Hag in the press conference. You know what I've been screaming for? McTominay to be dropped and Amrabat to play alongside Mainu in a midfield too. Now, I don't think that's going to happen now. So the questions revolve around Bruno. And this, again, is a curious case because on paper, you're going to be putting in... your captain's obviously the most important player for you. But in a week where we're facing Bayern Munich and Liverpool away, I think McTominay is a more important player for Manchester United in this starting 11 than Bruno Fernandes is, because Bruno's gone and got himself suspended against Liverpool. So anything we do against Bayern has to be with an eye on Liverpool, and that's why I would be making these changes, right? Amrabat, definitely starting in midfield, but I would be dropping Bruno to come in and play alongside Amrabat, and I'll be moving McTominay to be playing as the number 10. Now, I could do that the other way around, and Bruno playing in the number 10 with McTominay dropping deeper. But the only strengths to the game of McTominay right now are goal scoring and being that box-crashing midfielder. The absolute last thing I want, and if he's going to start this game, the absolute last thing I want is him sitting there in some sort of deep and disciplined role with Bruno Fernandes operating as the creative force. That's getting the worst out of McTominay and just taking away from his actual threat as a goal scorer. And he's our top goal scorer in the club right now. So, you don't drop your top goal scorer, right? So, weirdly, I think that Bruno is, not weirdly, but Bruno is the player that should be played out of position. We need two midfielders. I don't think Ten Hag's going to drop Bruno for this game. So, he's not going to drop him. I'd rather he moved McTominay with an eye on Anfield, and then against Liverpool at Anfield, as long as this, and I think the system will work and make us a little bit better, but Bruno then has got to play in a more disciplined role, just hold the position, not just chase the ball down, which I have massive concerns about. It's concerns and compromises everywhere. Because you kind of got to shoehorn and fit Bruno McTominay in somewhere. And that's what I do. I play Bruno deeper alongside Amrabat with McTominay as a number 10, with a massive one eye looking at the game against Liverpool. And we've used this system away at Copenhagen. It was McTominay and Eriksen who operated as the two central midfielders there, and the shape just worked. The shape was so much more simple, and Ten Hag has got to dumb his ideas down, because I think they're too complicated for these players right now. And I don't know whether his coaching methods are getting the message across, but I also don't think that these players have the football knowledge required to play a fluid tactical system which changes in and out of possession, and the shape of where you should be when someone has the ball might be something completely different to when someone doesn't have the ball. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh crap, I'm in the wrong position. What do I go over? Balls. And then you don't know what to do. That's how these United players look like they're playing. To simplify it, go back to the 4-2-3-1 that we used last season and play Bruno there instead of McTominay, so Bruno can play further up. And, well, I've already run through that, sorry. Of course I'm starting Højlund up front. The Champions League has been where he has been delivering. Now, you could see Marcus Rashford coming in. He's available for selection. It strikes me that Erik Ten Hag won't start Rashford in this game, and he'll stick to Garnacho and Antony as his two wingers. Garnacho, who has been one of the consistent players in recent weeks, And Anthony, who I actually think has been, since Galatasaray away, it wasn't great at Newcastle. No, he didn't play against Newcastle away. That was Rashford on the right-hand side. I think in the last just couple of performances, he's been slightly more impactful, but it's still more is required. But of course, I'm starting Højlund. Build the game around him. Feed him. Look for Højlund. Eyes up. Look for the cross. Look for the run. That's how we're going to score goals against Bayern. But Erik Ten Hag, please change that midfield setup. If it's not going to be changing to Mainu and Amrabat, which is what I would like to see, then drop Bruno deeper. Tell him to stay positionally disciplined. Tell him to feed McTominay. In fact, not feed McTominay, really. Because McTominay is not going to be that creative number 10 who can receive the ball from Bruno and then pass it forward to Højlund. No. Look for the balls in behind for Garnacho. The balls in behind for Anthony. That's what Bruno has to do when he's operating in a deeper role, if he plays this role against Bayern Munich. And then McTominay can rush forward, and then he can be on the edge of the box, maybe for cutbacks from Anthony and from Højlund. From Anthony and Garnacho. I'd rather see Amrabat start with Mainu in midfield. I think it has got a much more element of control. But if you're gonna put one of McTominay or Bruno out of position, Eric, because Bruno is banned for Anfield now, it should be Bruno. McTominay should play there. My prediction for this game, geez, in the podcast, it was all a bit split in the podcast. I think I went for two. I think United might win against Bayern, but I still think we might. I still think we're likely to go out. But because there is a chance that Copenhagen and Galatasaray ends in a draw, United have got to go for it. And I think that's the team there. I would like to see Varane come in. Luke Shaw going to his natural left-back position. I'd like to see if Bruno and McTominay are going to play in this game together, which I think they probably will, drop Bruno in and play him alongside Amrabat, not in front of him. Give a little bit more protection to that defence. Not that I think that Bruno is that. But if he's not going to drop McTominay, and I doubt he is, considering he went to the press conference, then Bruno has got to be the one that moves out of position. I'm going for a 2-1. I've got no idea what to expect. I've got no idea what to predict. All I know is that I'm not looking forward to this week as a United fan. And I bloody understand why United managers seem to look old and grey after managing this club. Because covering United this season is taxing. Really is. And football shouldn't be like that. I mean, football has ups and downs, but geez. Give me a miracle on Tuesday night, please. That's all I'm asking for.